عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا نوح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة، كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كلماتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد نعمتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد ملء عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زينة عرشك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما أنت خالق فيهن إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة قطرت من سماواتك إلى أرضك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يسبحك ويهللك ويكبرك ويعظمك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل نسمة خلقتها فيهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرياح الذارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت عليه الرياح وحركته من الأغصان والأشجار والأوراق والثمار وجميع ما خلقت على أرضك وما بين سماواتك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد نجوم السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في 7 بحارك مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه فيها إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد ملء 7 بحارك، وصل على سيدنا محمد زنة 7 بحارك مما حملت وأقلت من قدرتك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد أمواج بحارك من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مستقر الأرضين وسهلها وجبالها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد اضطراب المياه العذبة والملحة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقته على جديد أرضك في مستقر الأرضين شرقها وغربها سهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وطريقها وعامرها وغامرها إلى سائر ما خلقته عليها وما فيها ومدر وحجر من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي عدد نبات الأرض من قبلتها وشرقها وغربها وسهلها وجبالها وأوديتها وأشجارها وثمارها وأوراقها وزروعها وجميع ما يخرج من نباتها وبركاتها من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس والشياطين وما أنت خالقه منهم إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شعرة في أبدانهم وفي وجوههم وعلى رؤوسهم منذ خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خفقان الطير وطيران الجن والشياطين من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل بهيمة خلقتها على جديد أرضك من صغير أو كبير في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها من إنسها وجنها ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد خطاهم على وجه الأرض من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة في كل يوم 1000 مرة. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من يصلي عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد من لم يصل عليه، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد كل شيء. اللهم وصل على سيدنا محمد في الليل إذا يغشى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في النهار إذا تجلى، وصل على سيدنا محمد في الآخرة والأولى، وصل على سيدنا محمد شابا زكيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد كهلا مرضيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد منذ كان في المهد صبيا، وصل على سيدنا محمد حتى لا يبقى من الصلاة شيء. اللهم وأعط سيدنا محمدا المقام المحمود الذي وعدته، الذي إذا قال صدقته وإذا سأل أعطيته. اللهم وأعظم برهانه وشرف بنيانه وأبلج حجته وبين فضيلته. اللهم وتقبل شفاعته في أمته، واستعملنا بسنته، وتوفنا على ملته، واحشرنا في زمرته وتحت لوائه، واجعلنا من رفقائه، وأوردنا حوضه، واسقنا بكأسه، وانفعنا بمحبته، اللهم آمين. وأسألك بأسمائك التي دعوتك بها أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عدد ما وصفت ومما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت، أن ترحمني وتتوب علي وتعافيني من جميع البلاء والبلوى، وأن تغفر لي وترحم المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات، وأن تغفر لعبدك المذنب الخاطئ الضعيف، وأن تتوب عليه إنك غفور رحيم. اللهم آمين يا رب العالمين. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من قرأ هذه الصلاة مرة واحدة كتب الله له ثواب حجة مقبولة وثواب من أعتق رقبة من ولد إسماعيل عليه السلام. فيقول الله تعالى: يا ملائكتي هذا عبد من عبادي أكثر الصلاة على حبيبي محمد، فوعزتي وجلالي ووجودي ومجدي وارتفاعي لأعطينه بكل حرف صلى قصرا في الجنة، وليأتيني يوم القيامة تحت لواء الحمد نور وجهه كالقمر ليلة البدر وكفه في كف حبيبي محمد. هذا لمن قالها كل يوم جمعة له هذا الفضل، والله ذو الفضل العظيم. اللهم إني أسألك بحق ما حمل كرسيك من عظمتك وقدرتك وجلالك وبهائك وسلطانك، وبحق اسمك المخزون المكنون الذي سميت به نفسك وأنزلته في كتابك واستأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد عبدك ورسولك. وأسألك باسمك الذي إذا دعيت به أجبت وإذا سئلت به أعطيت. وأسألك باسمك الذي وضعته على الليل فأظلم، وعلى النهار فاستنار، وعلى السماوات فاستقلت، وعلى الأرض فاستقرت، وعلى الجبال فرست، وعلى الصعبة فذلت، وعلى ماء السماء فسكبت، وعلى ماء السحاب فأمطرت. وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا محمد نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به سيدنا آدم نبيك، وأسألك بما سألك به أنبياؤك ورسلك وملائكتك المقربون صلى الله عليهم أجمعين. وأسألك بما سألك به أهل طاعتك أجمعين، أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مطحية والجبال مرسية والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب منيرة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أحصاه اللوح المحفوظ من علمك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما جرى به القلم في الكتاب عندك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء سماواتك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء أرضك، وصل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد ملء ما أنت خالقه من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد صفوف الملائكة وتسبيحهم وتقديسهم وتحميدهم وتمجيدهم وتكبيرهم وتهليلهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد السحاب الجارية والرياح الزارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد كل قطرة تقطر من سماواتك إلى أرضك وما تقطر إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما هبت الرياح وعدد ما تحركت الأشجار والأوراق والزروع وجميع ما خلقت في قرار الحفظ من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد القطر والمطر والنبات من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد النجوم في السماء من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت في بحارك السبعة مما لا يعلم علمه إلا أنت وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الرمل والحصى في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما خلقت من الجن والإنس وما أنت خالقه إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد أنفاسهم وألفاظهم وألحاظهم من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد طيران الجن والملائكة من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الطيور والهوام وعدد الوحوش والآكام في مشارق الأرض ومغاربها. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد الأحياء والأموات. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد ما أظلم عليه الليل وأشرق عليه النهار من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد عدد من يمشي على رجلين ومن يمشي على أربع من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى دعاك بها سيدنا هود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إبراهيم عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا صالح عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يونس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أيوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يعقوب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوسف عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا موسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا هارون عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعيب عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إسماعيل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا داود عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا سليمان عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا زكريا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يحيى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا أرميا عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا شعياء عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا إلياس عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا اليسع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا ذو الكفل عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا يوشع عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا عيسى عليه السلام، وبالأسماء التي دعاك بها سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم، وعلى جميع النبيين والمرسلين أن تصلي على سيدنا محمد نبيك عدد ما خلقته من قبل أن تكون السماء مبنية والأرض مدحية والجبال مرسية والبحار مجرأة والعيون منفجرة والأنهار منهمرة والشمس مضحية والقمر مضيئا والكواكب مستنيرة، كنت حيث كنت لا يعلم أحد حيث كنت إلا أنت وحدك لا شريك لك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد عدد حلمك، وصل على سيدنا محمد عدد علمك، وصل على سيدنا
Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh şeriflerine salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetlere hayrola. Âl-i izbacı tahiret evladı Resul-i Esselam'ın efendilerimizin ve sair enbiya-i zem ve Resulü fiyan hasıratın ervah şeriflerine Pirimiz Bilal Habeşi radıyallahu anh Efendimizin, Şeyhimiz sahibi Seyf Şabdül Kerim el-Kıbrıs Rabbani Hazretlerinin ve alel husus bu caminin banisi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş İmam Mescid'in kayınlarının ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Elhamdülillah, elhamdülillah, elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin, ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. Nahmadullah Teala ve nestağfiru ve şerhu en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Neşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabi tabi'i khulafa raşidin mahadin min ba'di. Ve ziralmeti ala tahkik, huzzameti alameti khulafa Resulü ala tahkik. Umar el-Mu'minin, Hazreti Ebu Bakr ve Orman, Osman ve Ali ve ala bakti sahabe tabi'in ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecma'in. Ya eyyuhal mu'minul hazirun, yettakullah ta'ala ve te'innallaha ma'allezine tekvallezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve mursalin seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. All praises are due to Allah, Lord of the universes. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It is He who shows you His signs and sends down risk for you from the skies. But none will remember except those who turn to Allah in repentance. Therefore, O believers, call upon Allah, making religion pure for Him only, even though the disbelievers may hate it. Raised high above ranks, He is the Lord of the throne. By His command does He send the Spirit to any of His servants whom He pleases, that He may warn of the day of meeting, the day when they come forth. Not a single thing about them is hidden from Allah. Whose will be the kingdom that day? It is Allah's, the One, the Almighty. That day every soul will be paid back for what it earned. No injustice will there be that day, for Allah is swift in taking account. Warn them of the day of the approaching doom, when the hearts will be choking the throats. No intimate friend nor intercessor will there be who will be heard for the tyrants. Allah knows of the tricks that deceive with the eyes and all that the hearts of men conceal. Allah will judge with truth. But those whom men call on besides Allah will not be in a position to judge at all. Verily it is Allah who hears and sees all things. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing in the Holy Quran, saying, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. O Prophet, truly we have sent you as a shahid, a witness, a mubashir, a giver of good tidings, and nazir, a warner. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon him and his noble family and his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last days. O believers, the one certainty for every living creature is that his living is going to come to an end, and death is going to overtake him. Our existence here in this world, in reality, is a preparation for death. But mankind is ignorant and arrogant and makes this world his home and walks on the earth like a tyrant. Hazrat Hassan al-Basri radiallahu anh is saying, I have never seen something that is certain being doubted by the people more than death. They know that it is going to hit them, but they ignore its closeness. I've never seen people who pretend to speak the truth but are speaking falsehood more than the people who say, we want paradise, but ignore seeking its path. Death is the beginning of real life. This temporary life, is not real. We must remember it, because there is nothing in this world now that we are seeing every day, everywhere, that is reminding us that this world is false, this world is temporary. Everywhere that we see, it is constantly making us to remember that this world is forever, that our pleasures are forever, that we will live forever. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the fakeness of this life in Surah Al-Hadid, saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, know that the life of this world is only play and useless talk and pageantry and showing off among each other and competition in wealth and children. It is like rain which makes plants grow, which pleases the ones who plant, but then you see the plants get dry and turn yellow, and then it becomes dry and crumbles away, and in the Akhirat there is severe punishment. And also there is forgiveness from Allah and His good pleasure. But what is the life of this world except the enjoyment of delusion? Sadaqallah lazim. This is wisdom from Allah, the creator of wisdom, the one who created dunya and akhirat and life and death, and He created us. He knows what He has created, and He is telling us His reality. Dunya, it is a trick. Believers cannot get fooled by its tricks. Believers must be preparing for their death in every moment. As our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisiya Rabbani, Qadasallahu Sir, is saying, look what we are doing to ourselves in this dunya. Look what we are doing to ourselves in Akhirat. If Azrael is coming now, nobody is ready to go. You are not ready to go to the other side. That's what the Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying. This nation will forget about death. And the believer is supposed to be ready for death. The believer is supposed to be ready for Azrael's coming. The believer is supposed to have his wudu. The believer has to run for his prayers. And the Holy Prophet is saying the believer has to be praying the prayer as if he is not going to reach to another prayer. This is how the believers are supposed to be. But today, the fear of death is there. Is it? When the fear of death is there, there is no enjoyment in this life and no enjoyment hereafter for you. You must get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is turning yourself back to your Lord sincerely to say, I am your servant. Every authority is in your hand. It's not in my hand. I am a weak servant. Forgive me. Sincerely ask and look what happens then. One of the biggest arrogances of the 21st century mankind, of us, is that we no longer believe that we are in need of forgiveness. We think that we are good. We think that nobody can judge us. And we think that we are perfect. And every Muslim believes that just because you're a Muslim, you're going to end up in paradise. Every Muslim believes that I'm praying 5 times a day, I'm fasting, I'm not killing anyone, I'm going to go to paradise. Every Muslim believes that his faith is guaranteed. And that thinking, that sincere thinking that we don't need forgiveness, comes only because we lost the reality of the power of Allah. We forget the power of Allah. We forget when we say Allahu Akbar, there is also that fear of Allah that even His prophets, they shake and they cry for years. That even His angels, they tremble from their Lord. We lost our fear of Allah because we start making Allah to be just what we want Him to be, not what He is. We lost the fear of Allah. We lost the fear of the anger of Allah. We lost the fear of being disobedient to our Prophet and the ones that they love. And the loss of that fear not only leads to ignorance, it leads to tyranny. In the old Ottoman masjids, they were putting the calligraphy everywhere saying, Ras al-Hikmah, Makhafatullah. The highest wisdom is the fear of Allah. And Hazrat Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anh used to say in his khutbah, the best thing to have is taqwa of Allah, and the foundation of wisdom is the fear of Allah. And Hazrat ibn Mas'ud was also saying, knowledge is not knowing a lot of riwayats. Verily, knowledge is the fear of Allah. Who teaches the fear of Allah now? Today they teach a lot of knowledge. And the knowledge that they teach us only makes us to become more arrogant and more stubborn, and to question and to have doubt, and to think that we know more than our predecessors. Some even claiming they know more than the Sahabis. They teach a lot of riwayats, they teach a lot of hadith, they teach a lot of tajweed, but they don't teach the fear of Allah. They don't teach fear to the little children, saying we shouldn't traumatize them. And they don't teach fear to the men and the women, saying, brother, give the good news. Prophet came to give good news. Yes, he ﷺ came as a Bashir, giving the good news, but Allah also called him the Nazir, the warner. Who is warning mankind today? Who is telling mankind that there is a certain disaster waiting for us if we continue on this way, to be disobedient to Allah, to become tyrants to one another, to oppress everyone, and especially the poor and the helpless, and to be lords of this world and to waste and to destroy? There is punishment waiting for us. There is punishment waiting for us in the grave, on Judgment Day, on the Sirat, in the Akhirat, if we continue to be arrogant and stubborn and a slave to our ego. Who is teaching us this today? This tradition is lost today. So we have a lot of information. There are more scholars today. There are more Hufaz today, Hafiz today. But there is no fear, and there is no wisdom. So those ones who are leading us, because they have no fear, they teach us nothing but arrogance and stubbornness. Listen to the hadith of the one who was a Bashir and a Nazir, our Holy Prophet ﷺ. Listen to what he is saying about the grave. One Sahabi is saying, Rasulullah ﷺ entered the masjid and saw the people who looked as if they were smiling. So he said, indeed, if you were to increase in remembrance of the destroyer of pleasures, which is death, then you would find yourselves too busy for what I see, that you are laughing and smiling. So increase in remembrance of death, the destroyer of pleasures. For indeed, there is no day that comes to the grave except that it speaks, saying, I am the house of the strangers. I'm the house of solitude. I'm the house of dust, and I'm the house of the worm-eaten. When the believing servant is buried, the grave says to him, welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Indeed, to me, you are the most beloved of those who walked upon me. Since you have been entrusted to me and delivered to me today, you will see what I have prepared for you. It will then widen for him so that his sight extends, and the door to paradise is open for him. When the wicked servant of the disbeliever is buried, the grave says to it, you are not welcome. Do not get comfortable. Indeed, to me, you are the most hated of those who walked upon me. Since you have been entrusted to me and delivered to me today, you will see what I've arranged for you. It will begin squeezing him until his ribs are crushing each other. Holy Prophet ﷺ then said, 70 giant snakes will wrap around him. If even one of those snakes were to hiss on the earth, nothing upon it would grow as long as it remained. They will chew on him and bite him until he is brought to the judgment place. He said, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said, the grave is but a garden from the gardens of paradise, or a pit from the pits of the fire. That is good news. And in there is a warning from the Holy Prophet ﷺ. Such a hadith should make a believer to be afraid. Such a hadith should make a believer ask himself, what am I sending to my grave? What am I preparing for my grave today? How will my grave meet me? The fear that makes you run to become, that fear makes you to run to become an obedient servant. That fear is good. And you should run after the ones who will make you feel that fear. Some people came to Hazrat Hasan al-Basri radiallahu anh and complained, what should we do? We sit with people who makes us afraid from death, that makes our hearts to fly away. And Hazrat Hasan al-Basri replied, Wallahi, if you associate with someone who makes you afraid so that you earn safety, it is better than associating with someone who makes you feel safe, because then you might be in danger. We are in the association, in the Jamaat of Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi al-Rabbani, who throughout his life never let us forget about death for an instant. He was reminding of death so much that people would complain to him, saying, oh Shaykh, why do you talk about death so much? And the answer is coming as Hazrat Hasan al-Basri is saying, that it is better to remember death and be safe than to feel safe about death and be in danger. This kind of association is the best kind of association. Who is saying this? Rasulullah alayhi wasalam. Hazrat Abdullah ibn Umar is saying that someone asked the Holy Prophet, Ya Rasulullah alayhi wasalam, which believers are the best? And he answered, those with the best ahlak, those with the best character. And the man then asked, which of the believers are the wisest? And Rasulullah said, those who remember death often and have best prepared for it with good deeds, those are the wisest. We must aim and take those believers as our role model. We must run to be those kinds of believers. We must run to those kinds of believers, because they are running only to bring you into safety. They may be a little bit harsh here and there, but that harshness is to make us to go to the other side clean. If they are tough with you, it is because you are falling into a fire, and they are yelling at you so you wake up and you escape from that fire. A sick man with a disease understands that the doctor's surgery is going to hurt. The same way someone who wants to fight his ego will understand that the training of the ego is not easy. Mevlana Jalaluddin Rumi Qadasallah's sir is describing this training and describing those who are inheriting from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, saying, do not always expect to be happy on this path. You have been caught by a lion, my friend. Inside you, there is a monster that must be tied up and whipped. Look at the man whipping the rug. He's not mad at it. He wants to loosen the layers of dirt. The dirtiness of your ego won't be cleaned with one hit. Constant work is necessary, constant discipline. In dreams, even awake, you will hear your beloved screaming at you. A carpenter saws and chisels a piece of wood because he knows how he wants to use it. Curing a hide, the tanner rubs in acid and all manner of filth. This makes a beautiful soft leather. What does the half-finished hide knows? Every hard thing that happens works on you like that. Oh, believers, never forget that we are walking on the path of the Sahaba Kiram who were walking behind the Holy Prophet ﷺ. We are following the sheikhs who are inheriting from the Holy Prophet and the Sahabis and who are carrying their light in our time. This is not a fantasy. This is the way that believers have lived and walked for 1400 years. This is the training that believers have been running after until the last 100 years. This is the path to safety that has been shown to us by Allah, by His Prophet, and by all those who are their beloved ones. Don't lose this way, because the roads, they are filled with danger. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, Jannat is surrounded by hardships, and Jahannam is surrounded by desires. Yes, the road may be difficult, but the road leads to our home, to the most beautiful destination. And our Shaykh is describing that beauty. He's saying, we have fear from Allah. We have fear because we love Allah. We don't want to break our friendship, our relationship with our Lord. That's why we are fearful. It's not because we are fearful that He is going to punish us. No. He will not punish us. But it is because we believe in Him and we try our best for Him, for His religion. Live according to that and you will find this world paradise for you. And you will find in the hereafter angels greeting you, playing and dancing for you, saying, one more beloved of Allah is entering to paradise. Paradise is becoming better. Do you know why it's paradise? Do you know why paradise is paradise? It's because all beloveds of Allah are in that place. That's why paradise becomes paradise. If you become beloved to Allah in this world, then this world becomes a paradise to you too. If you all become beloved to Allah, then the whole world becomes paradise. Leave your shaitan outside. We are hoping to reach to that place where all the beloveds of Allah will be in the next life. We are hoping to reach to be with our beloved one who is beloved to Allah and His Prophet, to our Shaykh Effendi in the next life. We are asking for your forgiveness and your acceptance, Ya Rabbi. Forgive us, Ya Rabbi. Amin. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. La ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa hamdu kulli shay'in qadir. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minaz zalimin. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbil malaikati war. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbil malaikati war. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbil malaikati. Inna dinna inda Allah al-Islam. Amin. Qam salat. Bismillah.
Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah, eşhedü en la ilahe illallah, eşhedü enne Muhammed Resulullah, eşhedü enne Muhammed Resulullah. Hayya aleyhisselam, hayya aleyhisselam, hayya aleyhisselam, hayya aleyhisselam. Ve digamet selam, ve digamet selam. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber, la ilahe illallah. العظيم سبحان الله. على نعمة الإسلام بشرة الإيمان دائما الحمد لله.
الحمد لله.
تعالى شأنه ولا إله إلا الله أكبر. الله أكبر كبيرا والحمد لله كثيرا وسبحان بكرة وأصيلا لا إله إلا الله والله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير سبحان ربي العلي الأعلى الوهاب.
والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأعطانا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملت على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. آمنا بالله صدق الله العظيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل أعوذ برب الناس مالك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى والمرسلين وعلى الكل الأجمل والحمد لله رب العالمين على أشرف العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أفضل العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات على أكبر العالمين سيدنا محمد الصلوات صلوات الله تعالى وملائكته والأنبياء ورسوله وجميع كلام محمد وعلى آل محمد عليه السلام ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته رضي الله تبارك وتعالى عن سادنا أصحاب رسول الله أجمعين وعن أصحاب النسان مجتهدين المهد ولمع المتكلم على الأنبياء الصالحين وإلى مشايخنا التركة نقشبندية العليا ودس الله تعالى أرواح زكية منور الله تعالى البركة ورضوا عن بركاتهم في ذاتهم دائما والحمد لله رب العالمين.
الفاتحة. الله فاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Biz Osmanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Pek şanlıyız.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
Tekbir.
Allahu Ekber.
All praises are due to our Lord, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the highest blessings and peace and salutations to His most beloved one, our Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. May Allah raise the station of our sheikhs and our grand sheikhs in this holy day of Jummah. May Allah raise the station of the believers, inshallah. May Allah raise the stations of the sincere ones. May Allah forgive us because of them, and may we become better ones in this world and hereafter. We are asking for forgiveness from our Lord, and we are thanking our Lord for this ni'mat, for this blessing that He has given us and shown to us in this Ahir of the Ahir Zaman, and that He has collected us to be able to worship Him and to remember Him. And we are thanking because of our Shaykh. Alhamdulillah. Al-Fatiha. Amin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to you. If you have any questions, ask. If there's something you want to say, say. Feel free. If I have the answer to the question, I will say. I'm not responsible to know answer to every question. The man who has wisdom, the man who's following wisdom, he must know where his limits are. He must not pass his limits. The man who has a guide, the guide must always tell that one where his limits are. And the one who is following and say, no, I don't believe in the limits and I'm going to pass beyond it, that one may find himself without guidance. Shaitan will attack those ones without guidance. Shaitan will have fear to attack those ones who has guidance, even if he is the most dirty and the most weak one. The most strong person without guidance is very easy for Shaitan, because that one has no hidayat. Shaitan will appear in a trick and in a trap. The ego will trick and will trap him. The dunya will do the same. In the ways, in the looks, in the words that will pull his ego. We are here to pull ourselves out from all that confusion. We are here not to make our religion to become more complicated, but to live it simple and to live it sincere. If you like, welcome to you. If you don't like, this world is very wide. But never forget how wide this world is. It's only 6 feet down and 6 feet across. This is as much space and less, because when we enter into that place too, it gets buried. We may find our place very small. Our Shaykh says, the earth 70 times a day calls out to mankind saying, you are walking on me like a tyrant. Never forget, one day you're going to belong to me again. And the believer is reminded of that. Here and there, he's going to be reminded of that. May we always be with those who remind us, inshallah. May Allah keep us close to the Ahli Zikr. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Feel free. Sit. Now identity is finished. No blessings coming. As we start playing with time. Very big deal. It is important to study the Ottomans because they straddled that time. 1800s, 1900s, going into the modern era. How they are balancing certain things. They were still able to keep up with the market, yet still keeping Fridays very holy. You may say some Muslim countries, they are schools, they don't go to school Friday. That it's not the same. It's not the same. It's like father is not celebrating and he's telling the children to celebrate. What the children are going to celebrate? You're not going to feel nothing. You have tea? Give the tea. Bismillah. Yes, brother. How are you, brother? We have the trays. Don't let them to put it on the floor. Huh? Start taking the trays. You give. You look for the trays. You know where the trays are? Go. You give. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Take and say Bismillah and pass and say Bismillah. So you are going to have the blessings of that. Yes, Jamal.
So I was going to say, years ago I was thinking, it was a long time ago, because Fridays the busiest day from every level. Like in this country, the way it's set up, spiritually it's like the worst day. Everyone gets their money, everybody's running, nighttime planning. Even during the week it's a little bit slow.
Yeah.
But then come the holiest day is the day where the system makes you run the most.
Absolutely. To forget about the holiness of this day completely. It affects the Muslims greatly, this kind of thing too. So much so that we call the day that we teach our children to go to the masjid Sunday school. Sunday school used to be very specific. Christians send them to Bible school, Sunday school. Now we're using that even. Yeah, I mean, it's understandable. It's not a Muslim country, you know. But it puts a heavier responsibility on the Muslims. What can we do? We work. Of course we work. I'm not saying now, shut down everything. You cannot shut down. But there is an outside and there's an inside. Outside you can be busy with something. Inside you can be busy with something. So many people outside they're busy with prayers, but inside they're busy with making money. You can do the opposite too. You can be busy outside making money. Inside you're busy with Allah. You can be done. You have to be around people who are able to do it, and they'll teach you how to do it. So we have to, but this country, one thing also, it allows for people to live however you want to live. It allows you to escape. If you feel that you cannot escape, then that is when they lock you up, because it gives you so many ways to do, not one thing, everything, so many ways to do it. There is a blessing that comes here. Muslims must take advantage of that blessing, because the justice that they give in this country, it's not perfect, but like this or like that is better than, I may even say, the rest of the world. And they are praising, saying Scandinavian countries, they're very good with social security, there's no taxes, free education, this and that. Yeah, all these white people, yeah, it's only for the white people. Definitely not for the immigrants, definitely not for people who are not like them. So what is that? What is that? Justice means justice only for my people, and the rest they don't have justice? That's not called justice. That's why Holy Prophet ﷺ, Hazrat, he came to teach mankind justice, to show whatever he brought. It was so revolutionary. It was radical at that time, and still today is very radical. Why is this radical? Because at that time he's saying, what? Arabs and Ajam, Arab and non-Arabs, they are equal? They are no higher than one another? No. Arabs are higher. It says, no Arab is higher than an Ajam, no Ajam is higher than an Arab except for taqwa. That's still very radical today. After even over 1,000 years, 1,400, almost 1,500 years of Islam, you see, you can do and do and do and do and do and do and do all your life. If you forget it one time, you will pay for it. You drive well, you drive well, you drive well, you drive well, you drive, you never have any accident, you never sleep, you're always watching. One day you sleep, after 40 years, you'll get an accident. Then you have to pay for it. This is the law of this world. So we did. We had our civilization was going higher and higher and higher and higher. But when it fell and it slipped and there was betrayal, then we forget we're still paying for that. As our Shaykh is saying, this ummah, we are under punishment. We are paying for the betrayal that we did to Sultan Abdul Aziz. He says, wait, Shaykh Effendi is saying, wait until the revenge of what we had done to Sultan Abdul Hamid comes to the nation. That's going to be very heavy. So, we must not forget. We must remember. We must always be sitting around with the people who remember. Because man who forgets, he will not have any pleasure. He will not have any meaning. If you forget, you will not have any pleasure, no meaning, no life. That's why people who wake up and they forget themselves, they forget their names, they forget there is no meaning. Nobody takes them as a complete human being too. No one can trust them, and it is a very sad, very depressing situation if you forget. And Allah is saying, be with the Ahli Zikr. The Ahli Zikr, who are they? The people who remember, the people who make the Zikr. Be with them. Allah is saying, ask them, serve them, be with them. It is important. Because this dunya is our desires, our ego and shaitan is designed to make us to forget Allah. Must never forget this. The dunya is not here to make us to remember Allah. When I say the dunya also, don't think, why are you being busy? Why are you poking people? This dunya, I don't mean the trees and the birds and the you're still being very busy, huh? Wait. Interrupting sohbat again. 24 hours. Okay. I don't mean the nature and everything, which Allah is mentioning this nature, correct? So many times in the Holy Quran. Mentioning this nature. Mentioning the seas and the sun and the stars and even the animals. Is mentioning it. To make man to remember the creator of this nature. This dunya, when we're speaking, what the dunya is what we make of this world. Not what this world is made for us, because everywhere you turn, this nature is going to point to Allah, pointing to the oneness of Allah. Everything points to the oneness of Allah. But when you start thinking that this nature is for you to use, you are the Lord, not that this nature has a Lord, has a higher power. You have the power over this nature. You must overpower this nature. You must use it. You must squeeze it. You must destroy it. That's the time this nature, this world, this dunya, It is an enemy to you. It's what we do. Again, it is mankind. But everywhere is reminding us. So all those are designed to make us to forget. But although Allah has sent us to be surrounded by these enemies, He is never leaving us alone. He is saying, I am closer to you than your jugular vein. I continuously sent your prophets to you. That even if your prophet had left, their spiritual power is still reaching out to you. Although he had left, he still has inheritors. He still has the successors. There's the companions, there's holy people. There are the angels and the other unseen ones that are servants to Allah that will always make you to point your way back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why man? How man can forget? How man can forget when there are so many reminders? He forgets when he thinks that he is Lord. When he thinks that I am Lord, I am the most powerful, I am the center of all things. And when a little bit of power is given to him, then he gets drunk. So, it is Jummah day. We are thanking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because He has pulled us out from the confusion of this Akhir Zaman, where Islam is nothing but a name. It's not a reality anymore, like what we say. The Jummah, it is an Eid. It is a Bayram. It is the day that the believers, they find rest. It is more holy than the two Bayrams, the two Eids combined. And it has always been like that for over 1,000 years. Whole empires, they would shut down. They would obey this because they understand this is something very, very, very valuable, very important. They didn't say, well, this is just sunnat. It's not wajib. It's not farz. Last I checked, the group that is going to be entering into the paradise, the group that is going to be in the right way, the group that is in Siratul Mustaqim, last I checked is Ahli Sunnat wal Jamaat. It's not Ahli Farz wal Jamaat. Now the Ahli Sunnat people are saying, that's just Sunnat. You don't have to. This is Farz you have to do. So you even have people, they come in, there's time to pray Sunnat, and I'm watching, and I'm speaking personally and openly. People are going to get very upset with me. It's okay. This is what I'm witnessing. I'm witnessing when I grew up in Shafi'is. Because it's very good, a lot of things. Today, I'm not talking about Imam Shafi, I'm not talking about the alims or the ulamas, but people who are following. Today, when it's off balance, and the prayers that they make and everything is very tight, it's very compact, it's very disciplined, they did everything. It's more complete, it's more difficult in some ways than, let's say, the other mazhabs. Let's just say it like that. But because of that, it is also a little bit more heavy. So for instance, to make the niyat in the Shafi'i way, we have to memorize what the niyat is, the intention in Arabic, properly, and we have to say it before we pray. Literally, we have to say it, I intend to pray. And then we say Allahu Akbar. When we pull the Allahu Akbar, we have to make everything to disappear. Only Allahu Akbar, and then to put it down. If you say Allahu Akbar and it's still some thought coming to you, you put down your hand. You try it again, and again, and again, and again, until you say Allahu Akbar. And then you put your hands down. Same way, when you're standing up, it's like this. You must put your hand like this. When you're sitting down for the first tahiyat, it's like this. Your leg second tahiyat is like this. Which toe that you're supposed to bend, which it's very specific. It's all according to sunnah. It's very good. But when it becomes just about the form, it becomes very heavy. And when people are very weak, and what you want to give them is the spirit, but you are concentrating on the form, people are going to back away because people are very weak now. So you have people coming in, there's time for sunnat, they don't pray sunnat. They say, Why pray sunnat? It's just sunnat. But farz, they pray. Allahu Akbar. Pray properly. Salah, and they pray very properly. They have to recite everything point by point. Very khushu. But after that, everyone just disappears. We've seen that, correct? It's different with, let's say, the Hanafi mazhab. You're praying sunnat after sunnat after sunnat. There's no end to the sunnats, especially in the Nakshibendi way. Also looking at the weakness of people. Now, we pray with energy. We don't pray with weakness and slowness. Then you have more energy to pray. Now, how you're following Shaykh, and how funny it is now to pray Fajr without praying 2 rakat sunnat. How funny it is now to pray Zuhur, at least not to pray after, the sunnat after. How weird it is to pray Isha and not to pray Witr. How weird it is. But for millions of people, it's not weird at all. In fact, they don't want to because it's sunnat, it's not farz. They don't mean anything bad by it. But what happens now, it becomes weaker. Because the farz is there. The farz is protected by another wall. And that wall is the wajib. The wajib is protected by another wall, and that is a sunnat. It gets protected and protected and protected. And the Ahli Sunnat way, it is holding on and protecting the way of the Prophet, because people have all sorts of ideas, you know. All sorts of ideas, all sorts of improvements they think they want to improve. Don't think it is only now in the Akhir Zaman people have weird ideas. They've been having weird ideas about Islam since the beginning, since the time of the Prophet ﷺ. In the 100 years, 200 years, 300 years especially, after the Prophet passed ﷺ, everyone had so many weird ideas to putting in. But instead of the believers now following the way of the Prophet and the Sahabi Kiram, cracking, splitting, becoming more and more sectarian, as the Shias are doing up till today, you see it becoming more and more solid and more solidified. It's not cracking open, it's becoming more solid. There was a time when there were hundreds mazhab, because every Sahabi was a mazhab. Every Sahabi was a way. The Prophet ﷺ is saying, my companions, they're like stars in the sky. Whichever one that you follow, it will lead you to me, the Prophet was saying. That's why he sent one Sahabi to China, for example. Yes, there were Sahabis buried in China. He sent some to India. He sent some to different areas. He sent some even all the way they're finding now in North America. They're finding now all the way in Malaysia, Indonesia. 1400 years ago, the Sahabis, 124,000 of them, where did they all disappear after the Prophet passed? They're given different work, different jobs to do. They were not looking at each other to say, I want your job or this. No, they were looking to what their job is. And they were running after that job. They don't say, I want something else. This one is more this. No. They went. And they went everywhere. Where they went, they went there, they passed and they buried there. And because of the blessings of that Sahabi in that land, 100 years, 200 years, 500 years, even 1,000 years later, that seed starts growing and Islam then starts spreading. Otherwise, it is impossible. So every Sahabi now was a mazhab. There were hundreds, but it became more and more solidified instead of splitting. Because the people, this religion is protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They were keeping things valuable. We're talking about Jummah. Just as one sunnat. And there are millions of sunnats that even the munafiqs, the hypocrites in the time of the Khalifa will not break. No munafiq in the time of the Khalifa would even think to shave their beard, a man. They will not. They will not. There was a story of a man who was traveling and he was passing across one Muslim land, and he went and he stayed in a, let's say, an inn. How you say an inn in Islam? Like a han. A han. Yeah, caravanserai, but a han. So it is known that the innkeeper was a munafiq. You know why he was a munafiq? Because he doesn't go to the masjid to pray Isha, and he doesn't go to the masjid to pray Fajr together. You understand, there are so many signs now. Because in the old days, not so old, 100 years ago, at most 200 years ago, it's not even, huh? It is unthinkable if Muslims are living in one village, in one town, that they don't come together at least once a day, all the men especially, to gather in the jami, to pray Isha together and to pray Fajr together. And a day like Jummah like this, they stop work whole day now. From Thursday night, they gather for zikr. They relax a little bit, worship. Next morning, they all come and they pray together. And the whole day until Jummah time, they are sitting around talking to each other, speaking to each other, enjoying each other's company, understanding what is happening. They pray Jummah and then they spend the rest of the time with their family. This is how you keep a community, no? This is how you keep a nation together. You were doing that. And that man was known as a munafiq because he wasn't doing that. Now, compare ourselves to that. Where is the emphasis by the religious leaders and the officials of every Muslim country? They are even embarrassed to bring this up. But that man, understand this, how munafiq he was. This person was pretending to become a Muslim. So there are certain things that he doesn't know. He knows Quran. He was a Hafiz. Yes, you can memorize the Quran and still be an unbeliever. You can still memorize Hadith. It's not difficult. I will tell you another story later. It's not for this camera. So this person came and is dressed like an Ottoman scholar, so they gave him a lot of importance. And then the next morning, the innkeeper went and knocked on his door saying, I'm here for the blessings. You're a scholar, you're an alim. Let's pray together. And this man is an imposter, you know, so it's like, okay, let's pray together. I know everything. So he did everything, but he seems this man is so full of energy with him. This man who is called a munafiq. He had to recite everything, he said. Do all the sunnats, you know, like how we're doing, like this. Reciting Yasin and the Asmaul Husna and everything. He had to do that. Then the man says, well, I just came last night. I'm tired. I'm going to rest a little bit. And this munafiq innkeeper said, are you crazy, my brother? You're going to sleep now? Now? It's Ishraq time. You're going to sleep before Ishraq? You're not going to be awake? Are you normal? Are you okay? Nobody ever does that. How far away are we from Islam as a lifestyle? What are we taught? What is our emphasis now? The man had to stay up. Because just to stay up for Ishraq, it is as if you had gone to the Hajj and your Hajj is accepted and you're coming back. You understand? And in this Akhir Zaman, it is as if, especially like what we're doing, at least by force, I'm making you do it once a week, everyone. Huh? But those who are living here, you're doing it every day. Good. Which by force I'm saying, after Fajr, you're going to eat. You're going to have breakfast. Because if not, everyone's just going to, this is how our ego is in this Akhir Zaman. We're all weak. I understand that. So the law is there to protect us and to push us to higher stations. It's not there to punish us. Now, if we do that one sunnat, now it is as if 100 martyrs did that. It is as if a Sahabi did that. And we're collecting it so easy. This is the good news you're supposed to give to people. This is the good news. That don't despair Allah's mercy on you when you're taking one step in the way of Allah. The good news is not to say, don't take any steps in the way of Allah, Allah will forgive you. The good news is not to say, even if you step backwards all the time, all the way, and you are cruel, you're a tyrant, you don't acknowledge Allah, you don't worship, you don't do anything, but Allah will still forgive you. That is not the good news. That's lying. This is the good news. That to the weak believers now, if you do a small thing, Allah loves it. So it gives you more energy to do more and more, to become better. They're taking everything backwards now. So one thing, the Jummah, they were keeping it very holy. Yeah, alhamdulillah. We are here as a small community. It's okay. It's good. Small community that we're able to carry this. Pull yourself away. Escape. This is a very big blessing in this practice, that you'll go to anywhere in this world also, you'll not get the same kind of spirit. Because now what they have put into Muslims' hearts, even those ones who are sincere and those ones who are poor, they've placed in their hearts also a great longing for the dunya. And that's very dangerous. And we're living here where everything is provided, and we're pulling ourselves out from that dunya. We are not jealous, and we are not envious, and we are not drunk with what the dunya has to offer. We've tasted it, and we say, alhamdulillah, we're satisfied with this. Inshallah, may Allah always make us to be the ones to keep the Jummah holy, and to be with the Ahli Zikr, and to be grateful ones, and to be those ones who are asking for forgiveness, inshallah. Wa min Allahu tawfiq. Al-Fatiha. Okay, share that. Huh? Put that on there. Don't put your glass on the floor. Put it over there. So, any questions? Yes, Junaid, say. You have to go, you can go. Go.
This world is nothing but show or game.
Yes.
We know that the consequences of this life are very real. The stakes are very high either way. But when games, they don't have any real consequences. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is a game, is it the world that we are trying to make individually for ourselves, that's what's the game, or he's talking about everything?
Who says it's high stakes?
As you were saying that when you die and you go into your grave,
Uh-huh.
whatever you take there from this world, if it's from this world, that's going to be...
Why you always do that? You complicate yourself around. It's a little more than wordplay. So, now say a question again.
So, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this world is a game, or a show, games and things, they don't have, the consequences not real.
Good. When you take this world as a game, then it doesn't have any benefit for you. If you don't take this world as a game, then it will benefit you and it will save you. If you take this world as a game, it will not give you much in this world, and it will put you in very heavy situation in the hereafter. If you take this world seriously, not as a game, you will win in this world, and you will win in the hereafter. This is what it's meaning. Yes. When you take this world not as a high stakes situation, but this world, for a believer, it's a very high stakes situation. You understand? Because now, especially if you are understanding zikr, the one who is not remembering his shaykh, not remembering his prophet, that time of ghaflat, it becomes not a good thing. It's not the time when you do something wrong. Of course, when you do something wrong, the faith is out and you're scrambling to put it back and to finish and to run to do something good. But when you're not doing something wrong, but you're in ghaflat and you forget, now that becomes something that is serious, because that is something that is so much more subtle, that is from the inside. It's just making you to become forgetful. You understand? Does that answer your question? Are you satisfied or no? Looking at the logic of sentence structures. Good thing I'm trained in English literature, otherwise. Okay. Any other questions? Say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. How did the Prophet ﷺ show compassion to animals?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was rahmatan lil alameen. He was mercy, compassion, extreme love for all of the worlds. All of the worlds. Both, everything in creation he was a mercy to. Not only this world, not only us, even the animals, the trees, animate, inanimate objects. Not only this world, but everything in creation, he was a mercy. And it is a wonderful, it is an endless thing to discover the mercy of the Prophet ﷺ that is present in everywhere. You look at the sun, there is a mercy of the Prophet that is there. You look at the moon, there is a mercy of the Prophet that is there. You breathe in the air, there is a mercy of the Prophet there. Which is why those ones who are understanding a little bit of this mercy of the Prophet ﷺ, everything reminds them of the Prophet now. And they see the mercy of the Prophet everywhere, because Allah sends His mercy through the Prophet. You understand? And when you're remembering Allah's mercy and Allah's compassion, it is because of the Prophet ﷺ. So we're not going to get into that too much, because it can get very heavy. Then you're going to ask yourself, I get all that knowledge, but I always get angry. Then what good is it? You get all this knowledge, but you get very impatient with people, with young ones, with old ones, with this, with that. And your heart is still pulling towards your ego. So now that kind of knowledge also, if it's not going to help you, it becomes what? Malayani. It becomes Malayani also. So, the Prophet ﷺ, he has said that on the day of judgment, everything in creation will come to judgment place to be judged by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will show His justice. Will show His justice. Prophet is saying, alayhi salatu wasalam, the sun is going to be judged. Moon is going to be judged. Everything will call out for justice. Even the sheep with one horn will call out for justice against the sheep with two horns. And all animals will also be called. And Allah will show, means to show this justice to all of creation. You know what is beautiful? Evliya Allah, they are saying, now Hazrat Fatima radiallahu an will go to the Holy Prophet ﷺ with a cup. And this is the cup of her son. Who? Hazrat Hussein radiallahu an. And she will ask for justice. And the Holy Prophet ﷺ will then say, Ya Fatima, my daughter, today is not the day for the justice. Today is the day for asking mercy. Rahmatil Alameen. He will stand on the day of justice, he will stand on the day of judgment as a mercy. 124,000 prophets will ask for his intercession. Intercession means his mercy, Allah's mercy. All believers will ask for the Prophet's mercy. The believers will not ask for justice. Who is going to ask for justice? Well, animals may ask for justice, other ones, let's leave that to one side. Unbelievers will ask for justice. Be careful, because if you are unjust to the unbelievers, they may take your faith that day. Yes? Don't think because you're Muslims you can cheat and you can lie, you can do anything to. No, it is forbidden for us to do that. We're not other nations that says we're going to be nice and just to our own people, but other people, they are half animals anyway. They are insects. We can kill them, we can cheat, we can lie, we can do anything to use them. All those laws of God only applies to us, not to them, because they are not people of God, and we are. We are not like those ones, that they have deviated from their Prophet's teachings also. So be careful, because on the day of judgment, if you cheat one unbeliever of something, he may ask for your faith to say that is what I'm going to be compensated with, or your worship, or your zakat, or your zikr, or everything. So this is teaching believers now to live in this world with justice, and to walk with justice, and to show mercy. Because the one who doesn't show mercy, Allah will not show mercy to you. The Prophet ﷺ now saying about the animals, give them their rights. You cannot torture them, you cannot maim them, you cannot make them to carry a load that is heavier, too heavy for them to carry. This is coming from a religion where all other teachings at that time is saying, do whatever you want, they're animals. This is coming from the teaching of the Prophet ﷺ that is showing the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to excuse my language, but to a prostitute. She was forgiven and shown mercy by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just because she gave water to a thirsty cat. That this man, he entered into paradise just because he drank some water for himself and he sees a dog that is dying from thirst and he gave water to the dog. These are the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ that has been carried on, and especially during the Ottoman times, they were so holding up and giving value and giving beauty to these teachings that it became a state institution. They are the first ones who set up animal hospitals to treat and to cure the animals. They are the ones that in weather like this, where it's snowing, and the animals, what animals? The wolves, that all other culture, all other religion to say you must shoot and you must kill. And the Ottomans, they have such balance and they have justice. Justice is one of their pillars. Adil, to be just. But they have justice without mercy is something else, and they have mercy. And this mercy is shown even to the wolves. In weather like this, they would take meat and food and go up to the mountains and put the food there for the wolves to eat. They would build beautiful houses for the birds. They would build animal hospitals just to let the birds that are migrating so that they can stop over. And the one who has a broken wing, they'll fix. The one who needs this, they'll give this. It is so delicate. And this is also taken from the Sahaba Kiram, of course, and taken from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, of course. What did Hazrat Umar, radiallahu an, who said, and he is known for his justice. He said, if there is a wolf on the other side of the Tigris River, let's say, who dies of hunger, Umar will be held accountable for it on Judgment Day. This is the heaviness and this sensitivity and the pain that they have to feel, because the one who is merciful, the one who has justice, must be able to feel. The one who doesn't feel, he has no mercy. The one who understands the pain, then he says, I'm not going to give pain to you. The one who doesn't understand the pain, then he can kill the whole world. Our Shaykh says, you want to hurt someone? Huh? Take a pin, take a needle and poke your finger. If you like that pain, then go. Of course, in these days, there's so much cruelty everywhere. People are watching, listening, breathing, eating all the cruelty. They become even cruel to themselves, and you have children now hurting themselves by choice, because it makes them to feel something. There's a sickness that is overtaking, especially where? First world countries. So this compassion to the animals is a principle that is very important. You want to see if a man is kind, let's see how he treats his cats and his dogs and his farm animals. You think that that one is religious? Let's see. There are a lot of religious communities, but the way they treat the animals, you say these ones are heartless, because that is also a creature of Allah. It is forbidden for us to even kill an ant without any reason, especially for people following tasawwuf. It's forbidden for you. There's a bug that's coming in and something, you don't need to kill it, take it and put it outside. It is especially forbidden now for you to kill something with anger. It is especially forbidden now for you to burn. Like, it's so common, they see an ant colony, they'll burn the whole colony. They'll burn this and burn that. It's forbidden. Because all these things turns your heart to become very hard and very cruel. May Allah give more compassion, inshallah. But this compassion is lost in this nation now. That's why it's lost. It's lost in everyone. That's why you can watch a video of a child starving and dying. It's not moving you. You watch a video of someone being slaughtered, it's not moving you. You see a video of cruelty, it's not moving you. You don't feel anything. But you see another video that makes you laugh, your heart is going to move. You're going to ha ha ha, you're going to laugh. This is how they have sealed our hearts in the last days too, especially the children. Don't let them to be busy with electronics. Don't let them to be busy with the internet and the Facebook. It will harden their hearts. It doesn't matter if they swallow the whole Quran. It doesn't matter if they pray all night long. Their hearts is already sealed, because Islam is not just going up and down like a robot. They're giving and programming our children not to feel. The only fun you get now, especially now boys, they're teaching us, the only fun that you can get is when you are killing other things, playing the computer games, and from that killing other things, and then you're going to have fun. Bruh, if you think that it is something that is going to teach you hand-eye coordination, why don't you try, what? Archery. Why you have to go playing these games? But they're programming our kids to do that. So now killing is something now, next time. If you grow up time killing, especially all these so many games, they're killing Muslims, no? Killing Muslims, killing terrorists. How do you expect 10 years later he's not wanting to kill a terrorist? How do you expect that? And it's not only, no matter, even if you say, no, don't kill, they're good people, because it's fun. It's already programmed, imprinted, it's fun. And there's so much information out there telling you it's okay to kill. Fox News, the name is there, Tilki. Fox News is saying, yes, these ones are the enemies. So, we have to be very careful. And yes, can you turn around? Of course you can turn around. We can always turn around. Allah is saying, if you have collected sins as much as the seas, the foam on the seas, you turn towards me and I will forgive everything. Because I am the Lord of mercy and my mercy covers my anger. But you have to turn around sincerely. You cannot turn around with arrogance and with anger. Yes, Maulana is saying what? Come. Come. If you break your promises 1,000 times, come back again. Come into the Dergah. This is not a Dergah of despair. Hope is always here. But leave your ego outside. You cannot come now with your ego again. That time, even if you break your promises 1,000 times, you will still find the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's much as enough. Assalamu alaikum. Mashka, say.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. When I see the videos of Sheikh Abdul Karim Qaddasallahu Sir,
yes,
he's a very strong man. Today in America, they do not teach men to be like this. They frown upon it. What steps can we take to teach our children the way to have a character more like Sheikh Abdul Karim Effendi Qaddasallahu Sir?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. It will be good to be with those ones who are continuing the way, to see how they're putting the teachings of Sheikh Abdul Karim into their lives and passing it on to the next generation. It is important. This is the protocol. This is the protocol of how Sunnat is taken and is continued. It is not, the teachings is not preserved in a book. The teachings is not preserved in books. Nowadays, nobody reads books. Teachings is not preserved and represented properly, completely in the videos, in the YouTubes, in things that you read on the internet. It's not. It is something, but it is not the whole thing, and it is not the completion, and it doesn't give you the flavor. It doesn't. So you want to have the flavor, now you have to be with those ones that they were with him, and he's saying, now follow these ones. These ones, I'm giving them permission. Follow them. And they are continuing our way. Just as the Sahaba Kiram, the teachings of Islam is not preserved in books. In fact, there was no book. When the Prophet ﷺ is saying, I leave you two things, the Quran and my Sunnah, was he taking out one Quran and taking out 6 books of Sunnah? This is what people think today, no? Quran and Sunnah, immediately, Quran, oh, like in the masjid is a Quran. So many Qurans, Qurans on the floor, Qurans in here, Qurans. This is the Quran. Correct or no? Did he take out a book? Did he take out 6 books of, or did he take out a PDF file? A flash drive? Did he? No, he didn't. Quran and the Sunnah, they are embodied. They enter into the bodies of who? Sahaba Kiram. Sahaba Kiram. Meaning, follow my Sahabis. When he says the Quran and the Sunnah, he says, follow my Sahabis. Follow those ones who are teaching. Follow my, which is why he's saying the Quran and the Ahlul Bayt also. Now, everywhere, this is what Islam is. This is what the Prophet had brought. Now, if you think that the teachings of Islam also embodied the Quran and the Sunnah and the Ahlul Bayt, it is given to everyone also, it is also wrong. Because everyone got something from the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That is true. But there are different stations of the Sahabis, and there are different responsibilities of the Sahabi Kiram. Every Sahabi had met the Holy Prophet ﷺ. But not every Sahabi is given the permission to make interpretation of the Quran, let's say. So many of them, they've even seen Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam when it's coming to give the wahi. But the permission now to make tafsir of the Quran is not given to every Sahabi. It's only given to a handful. The permission to write it down is not given to everyone. The permission to make rulings, fatwa, is not given to everyone. And the Prophet left a system. Those who were given permission to write down the Quran-i-Karim as it was related, there were only 12. There's 124,000. Yes, there's not too many who can read and write, but it's not only also 12. But only 12 were given that job of writing it down. You think the rest they didn't know? They knew also, but it's not given to them. So, now the way has to continue through that. You want the question saying, you're seeing our Shaykh is teaching us something, how do we teach our children? The Prophet came, he brought something. We are coming from outside. How are we going to follow the Prophet's teachings? Don't take the Quran and run, thinking you're coming to closer to the Prophet and Allah. Don't even take the Hadith and run, thinking you're going to come closer to the Prophet and Allah. Because all this knowledge and everything is for man. Look for the men of Allah who are representing the Holy Prophet ﷺ. That time you'll take the teachings. You follow the men who are not given the permission to represent, you may fall into a deviancy. You are following books, on these days, videos, that is not given the permission to represent the Holy Prophet ﷺ, you may fall into a deviancy as well. And so, these days, who will believe us too much? We say only to the believers. Those who like, you're welcome. But we're at least now, our Shaykh passed just less than 7 years. It's not 70 years, it's not 700 years. Everything I say and do, you can actually verify with living witnesses. Well, if you really think, and every time this Shaykh and his Sunnah is saying, if you see something that I'm doing that is wrong, you think it is your duty, it is your responsibility to say something. You have any questions, you must ask. It is your responsibility now. I'm not claiming that I'm doing everything 100%. I never did that. But if you are, it is your responsibility now. But if you're not saying, then don't later turn it around and say that everything is now my fault. Because I'm not here alone also. And majority of the, it's a handful of the people, they've fallen out from the way. And the majority that they are here, And you may ask. You don't want to ask me? Ask them. Say, I don't understand from this. I don't understand from this. I don't understand from this. When the thought first comes to you, you will ask very nicely. But if you let that thought, that doubt, that question to play around there for years, it ferments inside of you. It becomes toxic. It becomes like a cancer. Then after a while, it is already a judgment that you have made. That time, even 40 murids or 40 prophets are going to talk to you. You have an answer to everything. You're not going to listen properly with an open heart. But you'd like to teach your children to have a character. We're coming to that. Yes, Shaykh Effendi is Rijalullah. How are we going to say that one is a Rijal? Is not just with the knowledge that he is giving. It's not just he's giving nice talks, but his life. Do you know that one's life? You think you will know that one's life just from a video? You want to know that one's life? Then come. If you know that one's life and you say, I like it, and how I'm going to teach, come to those ones who has been inherited, who has inherited those teachings, and they're trying hard to put it into their lives. You will understand a little bit how to carry that. Yes, with all this talk, on the one hand, we're caught in America. One hand, those ones who are supporting Muslims, let's say this generally, they're saying give Muslims the right and everything, shouldn't judge them, shouldn't hate them and everything, like this or like that. Most of them, they have a very different understanding of how gender roles are played in Islam and how men and women should be and the rights of men and women according to Islam. And how families should be, how we should raise a family, how a father is, how a mother is. Those ones who are supporting Muslims are the ones who are going to be in that understanding completely against to the teachings. On the other hand, in America, mostly, those ones who are against to Muslims, saying Muslims are terrorists, we hate all of them, they want Sharia, they want all these kinds of things. Those ones, when we look at them and we look at us, how men and women should be, husband and wife should be, families should be, there is a lot of similarities. It's not 100%, but a lot of similarities. No. So right now, it's between shar and shar. We have to walk a fine line now. Yes, so many things on that side, it is wrong, but there are some things that are right. So many sides, so many things on the other side, it is wrong, some things are right also. This is how, now to walk in this Ahir Zaman, in this darkness, you need a guide. Otherwise, every step you go, you're going to fall into pits. It's going to take you years to come out from. Try to visit. If you cannot, keep in touch with the people here. This is a whole understanding also. We're trying to make our Sheikh's teaching into a whole lifestyle. And when something that is a teaching becomes a lifestyle, sometimes it is unrecognizable to other people. They say, Shaykh Effendi never said this. Yeah, because he did this. You're only seeing one part. But this one part, he's showing us for years. And this one part, it expands and expands and expands. And it changes from year to year, from the beginning to the end. This is just one. There are thousands of this and thousands of parts. It is very rich. It is very compelling. For those whose hearts are open, they say this is a never-ending feast for the spirit. For those ones that hearts are already sealed, they say, I can see nothing. What are you going to say to a man who closes his eyes and staring at the sun. Unless he opens his eyes, he will see only darkness. We're not interested in any other thing. We're holding on. We made a promise to our Shaykh, and we're holding on to that. May Allah make us to become trustworthy, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay. Anything else? You asking? Shukr, alhamdulillah. Drink your tea. Drink your tea. It is good. Should drink more tea. Farhan, did you drink? Yeah. Very good. Yes? Who? Okay, anything else? Nothing. Al-Fatiha. Assalamu alaikum. Okay.